for game number 2 here in the winners match between Dragon and Bakuryu. Dragon leading 1-0, but it is not over yet. And remember, the winner of this best of 3 does advance to the round of 8.
Yes, they do. So this is going to be a chance for Dragon to really seal the deal and go through 2-0, representing a non-Zerg hero in the next stage of tournament, although he is, of course, a little bit of a race picker, so he's not exactly quite the pure kind of fellow we'd want, but good nonetheless.
He's a non-ZVZer.
He's a non-ZVZer, so that's okay. Provides a little bit of the diversity. But last game was curious, very, very curious. I think that Baku can do a lot better. He found himself in some good positions. Like you said, after that Mutalist switch, for example, he was in a great position. He should have been ahead after that, but just overextended himself at crucial points. Made too many bases, was just a bit too gung-ho. And he paid for it quite badly. But I would think he's going to be a little bit more well-balanced here. But the question is whether the map will be so well-practiced, because Bakuryu looked like he'd got himself fairly well together on that map, but Andromeda, very, very, very different kettle of fish.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, I think if Dragon can keep that level of solid play, like in the late game with the macro and everything, I would think Andromeda would be even better for him, because it's a huge 4-player map, lots of bases, you get a free mineral only in your main, you've got Island Exposed, it's pretty good for Protoss. I think if it goes the same way last game did, Dragon has a pretty good shot on this map. Bakuryu, on the other hand, I mean, he's a pretty smart guy. Hopefully he can think about what happened there and maybe figure out something. Not really sure. I mean, I didn't see any like glaring errors. As you said, it was just a bit mysterious where all the money went. So I'm not sure if there's any big adjustments to make. But some little things I'm sure Bakuryu will be able to figure out. And it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, he just needs to keep an eye on his macro because like you say, it's a bit difficult quite to see what happened with it last game. But yeah, who knows? Maybe he's got like a drink problem or something. He's just using all his minerals on the side.
Nice.
Who knows? But yeah, I reckon it's roughly about time to find out. So this is going to be game 2 on Andromeda. Bakuryu versus Dragon.
Here we go. Alright, at the bottom left position as the white Protoss, we have Dragon Pain, who I believe split only to 2 patches just now. Which is a bit interesting. And at the top right, as the brown Zerg, we have Ellerim, Bakuryu.
Yep, we do. That's a very curious split, but probably won't make too much of a difference, but slightly funny coming from such a high-level player. But, yeah, the map's going to be Andromeda. This one, for anyone who's unfamiliar with it, is kind of a curious one. You get that mineral only in your main, excuse me, which can lead to some interesting stuff. I think it can lead to more miscalculations than it can lead to interesting and clever builds, because the mineral only looks so tempting, but it doesn't really have that many patches so as to be hugely useful. It's got 5 patches only, so it's not a particularly rich mineral only base, so it's not quite the tempting prospect it may seem to be. It's a little bit of a carrot on a stick and can lead players to make some odd decisions based around it and lose accordingly.
I mean, I think Freeman's game yesterday is a perfect example of what you're talking about, where he took the 3rd Nexus off only 2 gateways, and Zaraki just made a few Hydras and won the game. So
yeah, really easy.
It's like, the mineral only base is nice, but definitely don't overestimate what you can possibly defend. In the meantime, by the way, Bakuryu went for the middle direction Overlord to look for a probe coming in. Of course, they're a cross map, so he didn't get to see anything. Otherwise, he's going for 12 hatch. I think he's got a drone scout going out. He should 12 hatch. Okay, his second drone is going to come in with 12 hatch. I think you sort of have to 12 hatch on Andromeda. I don't think anything else really makes sense. It's just such a big map, and really don't want to fall behind in that eco. In the meantime, we do just have the normal Forge expand with the double probe scout here from our Protoss hero. It's like the drone and probe probably gonna high five at the top left.
Yeah, look at them go. Oh, not quite high-fiving the drone, giving a bit of the cold shoulder right there on the way past. On these maps where you tend to see a lot of 12 hatch, I'd really kind of like to see Protoss take a bit more of an advantage of that and just tailor their builds a little bit more accordingly, because you can do interesting things with various gateway first options when you're pretty sure that your opponent's going to go for a 12 hatch.
Let me just translate that for all you Protoss guys. What Elegant is saying is proxygate them. Proxygate those Zergs. Just build them in the middle of the map. Look at this, perfect position in the middle of the map for gateways. Just do it. Man up.
Well, that's one of those things that you can do. Remember, Zealot's pretty good. So yeah, proxy gates always an option, and the same on Fighting Spirit. It's often could be a good choice, but also things like gateway instead of forge opening. There are good ways where you can make that work, and you can make that entirely viable, even against other builds than 12 hatch, as long as you know what you're doing. Otherwise, it can lead to some rather hideous situations. But it'd be nice to see people kind of playing around with those ideas a bit more, especially on Fighting Spirit as well, which is like 12 hatch central and has relatively not too huge spawn distance as well, especially if you're in adjacent positions.
I mean, like Draw in particular, as you said, very often goes gateway first expand, and it is quite effective. Bonky, by the way, has taken the top left natural as his third. I'm curious about this decision. I mean, I'm pretty sure the ground distances between the top left and bottom right to the Protoss would be similar. But if he had taken the bottom right, he could have naturally expanded to the 3 o'clock base as well at some point. Whereas by taking the top left, sure, he's got his 4th base at the main, but I don't know where his 5th base is going to be. Like, the mineral only is not quite as straightforward to take for the Zerg.
No, it's not.
I would have preferred if he'd taken the bottom right natural, but I don't know if he has some kind of plan for this. Maybe... I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah,
maybe. I guess the natural is harder to storm drop at the top left or something.
Well, I don't know that it is. Meh. It's slightly harder, but it's slightly interesting decision. I guess he has got slightly more capacity to defend. He can go up on the high ground more easily and prevent shuttles flying in over that mineral only. It's slightly more defensible in that regard, but it is a massive distance across that map, though, from the top left to natural expansion. So it provides quite a big surface area for Bakaru to defend. Maybe it would even make some decent sense on Andromeda rather to kind of orientate yourself for a 3-base mid game and take the right hand side expansion instead and get some gas from there, and then go later onto a 4th and 5th base. But we're just
Overlord.
Chatting.
It's gonna be fine.
Yeah, it's gonna be fine.
Takes about half his HP, but otherwise he is A-okay. Meanwhile, Baku, by the way, being very careful, he checked around his top left third, make sure there's no cannons morphing anywhere. So just playing nice and cautiously, as Baku does. In the meantime, Spire going up now, gonna be able to get some Scourge. I doubt he's gonna go Mutus here, although he could. I mean, I've been saying for a while now that Ser Reaver is pretty good on Andromeda. So if Baku, or one way to deal with that is to actually just to brute force your way into the air anyway and go mass Mutus Scourge, as we famously saw in July Zerg versus Best in that OSL Finals, which was so awesome to watch. But
you wouldn't think it, would you, that Mutus Scourge can be the counter to Mass Corsair?
I know, when I saw it, it was ridiculous. It's just like, July Zerg, are you crazy? And he just took down all the courses. Oh, it was beautiful. I've never been so happy to watch a Protoss get destroyed and humiliated.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's an awesome way to deal with it, because also the Protoss doesn't quite see it coming, and they're encouraged to fight their ground quite a lot, even when they're facing down against superior numbers, because they've got the Corsairs. Why shouldn't they? They can often go a little bit wrong, but we don't have any kind of thing like that. We already have the +1 ground weapons on the way in from Dragon, so it is going to be a speed lot orientated build, and we should be coming out with a fairly strong force.
And +1 air weapons as well, though, interestingly enough. He's also built a pylon behind his minerals in a way that it looks like he wants to trap the probe, but there's a gap there, so I hope he doesn't think the probe is actually trapped, because that'd be kind of silly.
Yeah. No, the probe's gone mining again, so I guess he knows it's not trapped. He can always trap next to the cybernetics core if he so wishes to. But he's going to kill that first Overlord floating into his base, but that's going to see the whole deal. It will probably assume that Zealot leg speed is on the way in. He will have seen the Forge upgrade and +1 ground weapons as well. So he should be fairly well prepared. The first Scourge will be out in a second. That Corsair flying straight into the mouth of danger. He needs to keep his Corsairs alive. He really needs to focus on that at this point, because he is going for the +1 air weapons, and every Corsair really, really does count. I don't know if he even saw those Scourge. Presumably he's seen them now.
Yeah, I mean, he probably assumes they're out even if he hasn't, but killing 2 Overlords this early is quite nice for him. Meanwhile, Baku's SimCity is really strange on both these bases. I don't know if this is just how you have to do it on Andromeda. To be honest, I haven't seen like a long PvZ on this map for a while.
Yeah, me neither.
So I don't actually know. I mean, I guess if he builds a den and Evo touching these hatcheries, it should be okay. And wow, it looks like Sandwich didn't quite go according to plan. This Corsair is gonna get away here, assuming it keeps flying. And oh!
Why?
No!
That's not necessary. That didn't need to happen. Poor Corsair just thrown away at the last second. We do finally have Zealot speed coming in though, and the +1 weapons. It's not gonna be finished quite yet. He might want to wait for that because these Zealots are about to get a lot scarier. This SimCity's not the best either. Oh, but he gets quite hung up on one single drone. Factory making the drone count this game, and all it is a waste of 2 Zealots right there. And Dragon runs straight out again the way he came in. That pretty ghostly drone right there.
That was indeed a very ghostly drone. It's pretty awesome. Anyway, looks like the rest of the Zealots, now they have +1. They're going to go the other way, but I don't think he's going to be able to make too much headway here. Baku's still just droning up here. He's not made any units still. He's just relying on these 2 Sunken PCs. He's getting an insane number of drones.
And his minerals going quite high though. He needs more gas. He needs gas somewhere.
Hey man,
otherwise...
you don't need gas to make drones. All you need is minerals.
Yeah.
Oh god. I just realized, his mineral gas balance is totally out of whack.
Yeah, he has
Look at the drone count. Oh man.
It's ridiculous. He's made so many. He's crazy saturated right now. It's good, but we saw this last game, and as we saw, it doesn't necessarily translate into a particularly big army, and can backfire quite horribly, and he needs to sort out his gas balance. Now he's finally getting gas at his 3rd, and he's just got gas up at his natural as well, but that's pretty really
both
late.
mineral onlys now at the same time. Look at this.
What?
Yeah, man, screw gas. He wants more minerals. Minerals where it's at. He's trying to play the Manzerg style, the no gas Zerg.
Why?
You're awesome.
He's not even mining gas at his natural yet.
He's got the 2 gases and he's just not mining them. I hope this isn't a mistake. Did he just forget to put the guys on the gas?
He must have done. Okay, now he's put guys on the gas at 3rd, now he's put them on his natural as well, but that's really delayed. Look at his mineral gas balance, it's absolutely insane. Nearly 2,000 minerals. It's going to hit 2,000 minerals very soon, and he's got no gas to spend whatsoever, and he's currently supply blocked as well, so he may as well just make a bajillion overlords.
But you see, the joke's on you, Dragon. Baku's only got minerals, so he could just make overlords anyway. It's all good. Yeah. This is part of Baku's master plan here. Where he's like, I know you made +1 Sayers, so I'll just have so many minerals it doesn't even matter, like a boss.
That's kind of a funny plan. It might sort of happen that way, but it's still not a great way to spend all your minerals, just busting them all on overlords, which repeatedly die, and a whole bunch more overlords. Oh my god, that is so many overlords in the natural that are gonna die. This is gonna be horrible. This is a massive overlord burst. Baku is about to lose like 7, 8, 9, 10 overlords at once, and they're all still Sloverlords. So they're just trying to float over to Spore Colony, but no joy there. Although that's probably not a good idea. Running the Corsairs through quite heavy Hydra fire. They can take quite a lot, but not that much. But Baku is needing to make more overlords, and it's getting a little bit out of hand. But having said that, his economy is in cracking good shape right now, so he should fairly soon be able to, produce some units and stuff.
Oh my god, look at the top left. Look at the hatchery farm.
Whoa.
He's like, oh, you're gonna supply block me? I guess I'll make hatcheries. Oh man, what the hell, Baku, are you? Oh, this is, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's got 12 hatcheries right now. We're like 10 minutes in.
Crap. And Dragon manages to get over there and scout those hatcheries. That is a ridiculous hatchery count. That is absolutely insane. He's going to be able to make so many units so suddenly, and I really hope Dragon's going to be prepared for that. He needs to cannon up and get a reserve storm sitting at his 3rd base over there pronto, because otherwise he's going to have a hard time holding on to anything. He hasn't been proactive enough. I think he's missed the master timing, if he was ever going to go for it, to catch Baku before he gets strong. Baku is about to get very strong. He can produce one hell of a lot of units. This is fastest map style stuff.
But it looks like Dragon's going to go for it, though. He's going to try and catch this opportunity. Lurkers aren't even near done, so this pure Zealot Templar composition could be good. Although Baku going in for the Templar snipes. He's going to grab one of the Templars, going to bait out one Storm, but it's still not quite. Oh no, he's got Hydras in the back. How many High Templars is he going to get? Oh my god, he's going to get so many High Templars. Great move by Baku, just with a small group of Hydras catching all but one. No, he's going to get every single High Templar. Not a single Storm hit a huge clump of Hydras there. And in fact, all the Corsairs go down as well. major catastrophe for Dragon, and suddenly he's got no edge here with his army. He's just got to retreat, and Bakuryu's in great shape.
That was horrible for Dragon. Just losing all his High Templar like that without... He did maybe 1 storm, 2 storms or so, but he lost all of his High Templar. Now his Zealots are just going to be left to their own devices, and they're not going to last very long. That's not a bad Hydra count for Bakuryu, especially when he hasn't got storms to do it, but he probably should retreat now. There's more Zealots coming in to reinforce, but Dragon is going to be fighting uphill from now on, losing all his Corsairs. He might live to regret that later, and now he's going to be completely unable to harass, and Bakuryu is finally going to be able to get out and get some decent map vision. Look at those Overlords fanning out, coming out from the natural expansion. Plenty of vision going to be going on right there all over the map for Bakuryu. He's going to be able to keep a great eye on things with no Corsairs to worry about whatsoever. And yeah, Dragon's army is running the risk of being seriously overwhelmed. Look at all those Hydralisks moving through the middle of the map. That is a lot of Hydralisks. I would be very, very worried if I was Dragon right now.
Yeah, he's still just got all these Zealots and no High Templar. Finally, some more coming out. Oh my god, they might get intercepted. Oh my god.
Oh
no, 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 no.
There it goes.
No! Oh, Storm! 1 Storm gets off and kills 3 Hydras. And now he's dead. He is so dead.
He is so dead. This army of Bakuryu is just getting ridiculous.
GG! Bakuryu pulling the win out of somewhere. I don't even know. He just made only drones and hatcheries for like 10 minutes and then killed a whole bunch of High Templar and won the game.
Dragon needed to be more on top of what was happening that game. He needed to limit Bakuryu's ability to do that. He was able to mount no significant aggression. Bakuryu was just free to defend with really pretty minimal static defense, whereas Dragon's timing probably should have been just before those Hydras were about to hatch. He could have had a very, very decent army out at that point. It would have been a bit of a one-shot gun, but it might have been the thing to do it.
I mean, though the attack might have been slightly late, I think he still had like 6 High Templar, a whole bunch of Zealots. If he had managed to attack with all the Hydras kind of stuck behind the wall, he could have got some really good storms off. But Bakuryu is pulling off the clutch snipe with the flank of Hydras. And I'm pretty that move basically won him the game right there, picking off all the High Templars for just like a dozen Hydras. So really, really well played, and that means we are now tied 1-1. The winner of the 3rd and final game on Fighting Spirit will advance to the round of 8, but the loser, of course, will still be in it. He'll just go straight to the final match to play against the winner of Technics versus Andre. So we're going to go to a quick break and then come back for the deciding game.
Be right back.